Okay, we are going to create project number 3 from the Celebrate Today Scrapbooking Workshop from Close to My Heart. This is a 2-page spread that is going to create these 2 layouts I'm showing you right here from the instruction sheet. If you haven't seen project 1 or 2, I highly recommend you take a look at those videos as well, because this is a series of 4 different projects that are all created from the same scrapbooking workshop. All of these pieces, everything you see as I build this layout, are all included in the one workshop kit. Makes it so fun and easy to assemble really high detailed layouts. So I've gone through and taken all the pieces that I need from the exclusive die cut sheets. So I've got some balloons and some clouds. I've cut that photo mat down from the cutting guide itself, and I'm going to start by putting my photo in place so that I know kind of where I want that to go first, and everything else will build around it. I love, love, love this 12 by 12 background paper. I love that it's really subtle, but that all the edges are just this nice watercolor wash. I love that you get the rainbow effect with all the colors, but it's not overwhelming, so you can still add photos and details and just have such a fun accent on those edges. I also love that those paint splatters are already there for you on the pattern paper. I love that technique and use it a lot on my projects, but I don't even have to on this one because it's already printed on the paper itself. So now as I go to put my photo on the page, I have tucked a piece of that vellum that we pre-cut from the cutting guide, and I've added that. I've put foam tape on my photo, but then I've added the vellum so that the layer kind of builds that way. Since I'm adding this cloud and tucking this in, I love that the vellum kind of gives that feel of clouds and kind of gives you just another little layer that's really subtle, but is a really great detail. Then in your die cut sheet, there's even these 2 little strips that are kind of a gray color that I'm tucking in. So it looks like I've really layered up a lot of different things behind my photo. This black photo mat, then some gray cardstock, even though that's just cut from the die cut sheet itself, and some vellum. I love adding details and layers like that to my projects and really giving subtle focal areas to my photos themselves. So now we're going to start adding the balloons, and I love the technique here. So that top balloon is pre-printed with the heart on it, again from the die cut sheet. Now this balloon die has the title printed on it. So I've added foam tape to the right edge, but then just adhesive on the left edge so that I can layer that right on top of my photo. And now I'm tucking in just another balloon. Again, you can use these balloons in any cluster you want. Because I'm building a 2-page layout here, you might not be able to tell yet, but the balloons are going to kind of cascade from the left page to the right page. So now I'm layering up these balloons, and you can see, again, the die cuts are pre-fringed for you. How perfect is that? So I love when I have this fringe technique to just kind of ruffle those edges. I want the detail of the fringe to be seen so that you can see that the technique and the detail all is part of this layout. And so that is such a fun thing. I love, love, love how these fringe balloons turned out. And again, they're just die cut for you, so they're ready to assemble, and it just looks like such a fun, time-consuming detail that you didn't have to spend the time on, but you still get the credit for when you make the layout. So again, another cloud die cut that's just being layered behind, and then just building the rest of these clouds. That little heart is from the die cuts. We've got some hearts in the die cut sheets and some in the sticker sheets. So again, just have fun sprinkling them throughout all the different layouts. There's so many little details in the die cuts and the sticker sheet that really are just fun to add to your project. So going to the sticker sheet to find pieces and things that I want to add here. So now I've got 3 hearts that are kind of in a triangular pattern. And we're going to add some of our acrylic shapes. So again, these acrylic shapes are exclusive to the kit. You can only get them when you purchase the entire Scrapbooking Workshop collection. And by using these alcohol markers, the Spectrum Noir markers, you can color those stars, and they'll dry and show that color through, but it'll stay clear. And so I love just adding that little touch of detail. You could definitely leave them clear and they'll be still a really fun accent to your page. But the marker just gives them another little color, and so you can see that once it goes against the paper and the layout itself, what a fun detail that is. So I added 3 little stars there. I'm going to color a few of them pink. And I love that you've got this variance in the pattern paper on the background. So I can put the blues kind of down in the blue corner, and then I can color some of these stars pink and put them over in the pink section. You can kind of work in a monochromatic way around these pages when you're building something on this layout background, or you could do it opposite if you wanted, so that you get that contrast. So lots of different options with that beautiful, beautiful background paper. So now I'm just going to the sequins pack. Again, that was exclusive to, well, you can order these sequins through Close to My Heart, but they come in the workshop as part of it as well. So they are an item that is available. I just love that everything you need when you make one of these workshop collections all comes in that one order that you place. One part number and you're done. You get everything you need, and this is going to make 2 2-page layouts and 2 single-page 12x12 layouts. So much artwork created in this one collection. So now I'm adding that Hip Hip Hooray sticker, again with some foam tape in the corner. And then your journaling. You can add your journaling right. Oh, I forgot. Yes, we need to add the strings to the balloons. So I'm just taking my journaling pen and using it to draw the strings so that the balloons kind of look like they're floating in the air. But yes, the journaling I would put in that fun cloud. There's that open white space and it's perfect for your journaling. So that is the left page of the layout, and now we're going to build the right page. So you can see the way that I've planned the pattern paper is to have the pinks and the yellows opposite each other. It really, you could do whatever you wanted, but just because it is a 2-page spread and it's going to be kind of gradiating across, then I've got the 2 blue edges as my far left and my far right, which just kind of grounds the whole layout together. So now I'm just going to get all of my photos in place. So this layout has a lot of different photos that you can use if you've got a lot of photos to document, which we usually do when we've had a fun birthday party or something like that. We're always trying to document a lot of photos, and so this layout holds a lot of those. You could always add some flip-flaps if you need to add even more photos. I'm doing the same technique as I did on the left page by adding my photo with some foam tape over the piece of vellum so that I have another just layer and some dimension there. It's just going to be on that one photo. I also love having a variety of photo sizes on my layouts because then I can keep, again, the focal photos where I want them to be and then have the other photos just be accents to that photo. So choose your favorite, make it your focal, and then trim down some of your other photos or resize them so that you can add lots more photos, but not have too much visual distraction from the ones you really want the focus to be on. So now in the die cut sheet, again, one of the die cut sheets has this banner shape already cut for you, ready to go on the page, and I'm just placing that behind those 2 photos that are going to go on the right side. So I'm just placing that and kind of deciding where I want that to go, and now the photos can go right into place. I also like when I'm using multiple photos on a page to keep them all centered, or at least all together, and not spreading them around so that your eye has to kind of dart around the page to find the photos. When you put them all together, even when there's multiples, then your eye kind of naturally gravitates towards those photos in their placement. I'm adding another one of those fun die cut clouds and then the photo on top of it so that the clouds kind of look like another layer that's just far behind all these pieces. The foam tape just helps your photo to pop up off the page a little bit. I realized I have this other cloud to put in that I'm going to place behind before I put that photo in place. Just a few layers that all come together. I'm building another one of the fringe balloons. These are so fun. I love the detail of this. You can see, again, just ruffle up some of that fringe so that it really pops off the balloon. It won't add any dimension to your page itself, but by ruffling it, you can make sure that people can see that fun detail of the fringe pieces. And again, we've got 3 layers of fringe on one balloon, which is just a really fun detail. And all die cut for you. It would be an easy thing to do if you wanted to do this technique somewhere else. Now that you've tried it and seen it in action, you could fringe almost anything as part of a layer and have it just be a fun detail on a page. So I'm just tucking all the clouds. That one is going to hang off of the top of the layout, but it's not a problem because when I'm all done, I will just trim that off so it doesn't stick out of my sheet protector. So here's another fringe balloon. I'm just going to rough those edges and attach that down. Again, they're die cut for you, just layered perfectly so that you don't even have to worry about the spacing. They just keep lining up on top of each other and they come together perfectly. I even love that there's polka dot details in the fringe. So many fun little things that we were able to do by pre-printing those pieces for you. So there's one more of those die cut clouds, and that's going to go right up on top of this pink area, and then another pink balloon just kind of layering on top. The clouds really are subtle, but they help you kind of feel like the balloons are just floating through the sky, and that beautiful pattern paper in the background just feels like, you know, sunset or sky cloud details. Just so many fun things about the way this layout comes together. So I'm adding that little Let's Party sticker at the top there, and I love this little black sticker that says Yay. I love the circular element of it that kind of ties that in at the bottom there. And again, some more of the die cut hearts. Just add some of the tiny little details to pull it all together. Just putting a dot of that liquid glass in a few different places, and then I can come in with some of the sequins. There's such a variety in the color and the shape and the sizes of the sequins in this pack, which really are fun when you're doing shaker things like we did on project number 2. If you haven't checked that video out, you're going to want to see how we used the sequins in shakers on an actual layout. They're so fun. But again, by using them all around the page, you can use different shapes and colors. There's white and silver and iridescent. So many fun little details in those sequence packs. Then I'm just coloring again, just a few of those acrylic shapes. One pink, one blue, which will tie it to the other 3 that we put on the left page as well. A dot of liquid glass will hold those in place. It'll dry clear, so it's just a nice subtle detail. It also helps to put those in a cluster so that you've got that nice variety going on. And then I'm going to add the strings to the balloons as well, just like we did on the other layout, so that the balloons are just kind of floating through the sky. I'm going to trim off that balloon that's overhanging my 12 by 12 base page. And now we've got both pages of this layout done. You can see how the balloons kind of cascade their way at the kind of the same angle across both pages. And then you've got those few off to the right that frame everything. You've got the blue on the edges that really help ground everything to the center of your layout. And it all comes together so well with the fringe detail on the balloons. I just love how this layout looks and came together.